Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you read the title, you obviously already know what we're doing today. Grab something to drink, light your candle, buckle up because we have a lot to talk about. Enjoy. Okay, so I did all of the hard work for all of us lovelies. You're welcome in advance. I feel I have come up with a guide, at least for myself, that I think is going to set me up for success in 2024, and I definitely had to share it with all of you guys. I made it on, obviously, it's gonna be kind of hard to see, on my iPad here, but I'll put it up on the screen somewhere as we go along, so it'll be a little easier for you guys to follow. So basically, obviously the title, 2024, the era of me. I am really trying to work on personal development, personal growth this year, as well as a lot of other categories that we're going to go off of, but those are like my top two really big ones. I really want to go over how I reflect on 2023, and I did make my vision board. Hey! And we will go over that too. And last, I can show you guys kind of like the process of how I decided to plan out my goals. Number one, I started with a 2023 recap and my big 4 reflection questions. Personally, these just honestly are like big thinker questions in my opinion that worked for me to kind of see what areas I thought I did well in, what were my motivations throughout the year, what I want to spend more time on, and kind of like what I want to improve in 2024. So my first question was, what were my top 3 motivations in 2023? For me, it was my little family that I've created, which consists of myself, my 2 soon-to-be 3-year-old son, Kane, my bonus baby, Naomi, who's 4, and my boyfriend, Isaac. Second was my future and getting to the next step. We accomplished a lot as a little family this year, and continuing going to the next step is really fun. Now that it's like, you can see your whole team building with you and that they want to go with you to the next step too. Number 3 is no one is going to do this for me. Even if I wake up and I feel like the world's ending around me, the day still goes on. So I have to too. That's really hard sometimes, obviously, because we don't realize that in the moment when things seem like really bad, that they're ever going to get better, at least me personally. And I then take out my emotions on everyone around me and I'm just negative. And I really want to continue to work on and remember, like, okay, just because I'm having a bad day right now, or just because my day started out bad, doesn't mean I need to let the rest of my day continue going on bad or continue going on this way. My second question was, what were 3 moments you were proud of yourself in 2023? Going back, my first answer ties in with my little family. We moved into our first apartment. Hi, hello, we're here. We've been here 9 months now. That was a really big achievement for us. And even bigger for my boyfriend and I, because it was both of our first times moving out of our parents' house, and we got to do it together, which is so cool. Second, is I ended the year with 835 TikTok followers. That's another. Praise me. I believe I started the year with only 400 or 500, so I did see a large chunk of growth this year that made me really excited. And then number 3 is I bought myself that iPad that I've literally wanted since I was in high school. I couldn't convince myself the times back before when I did purchase this that, like, I guess I actually deserved it or that I needed it. I couldn't actually justify it as it being a necessary purchase to like spend that much money on something for myself until last year when I really started to focus on, or trying to focus more on, like actually creating content. I realized instead of trying to do everything on my phone that I constantly run out of storage for, which Apple, I don't understand when I pay you all this money for extra. It's a topic for a different day. But instead of trying to do everything on my phone, I now have this here and I have the little keyboard and everything too. So it was worth it. It was worth it. It's an investment and I'll use it forever. Question number 3 is, what do I wish I had more time to do? A big one for me, my number 1, is spend more quality time with my kids and my family. I feel like a lot of times we spend a lot of time together, but we're all here. We're not exactly present at the time, and I feel like that's something really big I would like to work on, at least me personally, in trying to make myself more active in conversations or more present when people are trying to talk to me, especially coming from my kids or my family. Second is, I want to film more quality content. I, last year, was stressing myself out so much. Like, once I started to see I was getting some followers on TikTok. Thank you. I love you all. I love you all. But once I started seeing like I was growing a little bit on there, I started to stress myself out and feeling like I needed to hurry up and keep posting stuff every single day as if I already had like millions of followers. And then the content I was putting out really wasn't quality and really wasn't that good. I was just kind of putting it out there just to keep people like wanting to watch my stuff, which ultimately in the end, if it's not quality, just because I keep posting, you're not gonna want to watch it. So yeah. Number 3 is go on more trips. I don't mean it has to be like expensive trips, at least me personally. Again, these are all tailored for me. Change them for you if these are questions you ask yourself. These are just my answers. But going on more trips is something I definitely want to do. Not necessarily getting on a plane and going somewhere for a week, 2 weeks, but I'm even talking like the weekends or like the 1 or 2 days during the middle of the week that my boyfriend and I have off, that we can take our kids to like the beach, or we can go on like a fun adventure for the day. Excuse me. Go somewhere we've never gone before. Try something new. Experience the state we live in. Go to the next state. I don't know. Experience this world for the short time that I am on it. That is one thing I would love to get to do this year. Number 4 is to try new hobbies. Also, I have really bad ADHD. ADHD brain lets me come up with all these great ideas, and I keep going, and I'll even get them onto the paper, and I start doing the stuff, and I get this and that and this and that and this and that, and then it's time to actually get to doing it, and then I have no energy left, and I'm overthinking it, and I've completely overthought the idea. It's no longer fun, and then I'm just sitting there thinking about the fact that I overthought how fun it could have been, if that makes any sense. Trying new hobbies this year are actually going to be put into action. As soon as I want to try it, I hope I have the ability just to be like, you know what, we're going to go do it. And my 4th and final question are, what are the areas you want to improve in 2024? I had a lot for this one. First, I said controlling my emotions, not giving others the ability to control them for me. That's a big one. 2, being more present and putting my phone down. I kind of just talked about that with being active in conversations with family and friends, or even just like putting my phone down and enjoying the silence of my house. Like right now, I'm the only one home, so it's kind of nice being able to film and it's really quiet. Or go outside, put your phone down and go outside and like put your actual feet in the grass and feel how good the grass feels, you know? Try it. It feels really good sometimes. 3 is communication, because communication is key to life. Oh my God. I wish I could just beat this into my own head. I am the worst at communicating, but I will tell everyone on God's green earth that
communication is key. You need it in every relationship.
I still suck at it. That's definitely something that I absolutely have to work on this year, because when there's no communication, lack of communication, or poor communication, nothing works well. And ultimately, for someone who doesn't even want to have the issue in the first place, or gets a little upset or nervous to tell people how I'm feeling, the more I don't tell them, the more upset it makes them, or the more anxious it makes them. And then it ends up making me, because I didn't just tell them what was wrong in the first place. And I'm sure I don't have to describe how the rabbit hole works, because I know we've all been there, and you're lying if you say you haven't. 4, self-sabotage. Stop allowing yourself to fall into bad habits because you're too anxious to figure out the root of the problem. I was crying last night when I was writing this stuff out for myself as I was getting ready to like plan out what I was going to say, because everything that I'm writing I'm so proud of myself. It goes to show that like over 2023, I really was able to figure out what I needed to work on, what I wanted to work on, and I know what I have to do to work on them. 5, following through with my plans and ideas, stop allowing my ADHD brain, which we just talked about, to get in the way of doing stuff. Just sit down and focus. Honestly, if I could sit and put my attention and focus on the actual task instead of allowing it to stay in my mind and letting my head run down the spiral, figure out what the task is and look at it one by one. Even list out the steps that I have to do. Make a plan just to kind of allow myself to not trip over my own thoughts and get sucked into the void. Number 6 is confidence. I want to be able to look in the mirror and say to myself the same things that everyone else in my life says to me. I want to actually mean it and feel it deep down. Just getting over fear of, I'm not even really worried so much about other people. I genuinely judge myself worse than anyone ever could. I don't really care what other people think. I care more about what I think. And I don't really know how to explain that other than if you know, you know. And if you don't, I'm very happy that you don't have to know. 7, the final answer, is self-awareness. I honestly barely know myself anymore. That goes hand in hand with the confidence one. I want to figure out the hobbies that I really like. I want to figure out the music that I actually like this year, not just have a hodgepodge of all this stuff. Sit and actually figure out what it is you like. If it is the hodgepodge, cool. But right now I can tell you my playlist and everything, I don't really know what's going on. My clothing, my food that I eat. It's never too late to start all over again and reinvent yourself. That's one of my favorite things I've ever heard somebody say to me in my entire life. It is never too late. It's really not. It might be too late to save certain things, to do certain things with other people, but for you yourself, being the only person that can pull yourself really out of the hole and save yourself from anything, it is quite literally never too late to just start over. Yeah, it sucks for a little bit, but then once you do figure out why you were feeling like that or what was really going on, you can really sit there and be like, wow, that was it. I worried about that or cared about that for that long. For what? Those are just some thoughts, some wisdom from me. But that closes out section number 1. Those are my reflection questions that I like to start off with to get kind of a basis of what I'm trying to work on for the new year. Now we're going to go to the second part of that. And that is called delete, declutter, and detach. Delete, declutter, detach from all the things that no longer serve the person you're striving to become in the year ahead. The longer you hold on to those things, the longer they're going to keep you from reaching your goals. I don't really think I need to say anything more than that, but I did provide some examples of things that I will be deleting, as well as some other things that you guys could delete too. First is those multiple screenshots and double photos of random things or your home screen or just anything in your camera roll that you no longer need. Unsubscribe from your email subscriptions and check your email and delete the emails. If you're like me, I have 10,000 emails right now. 8,000 of them came in today. I check my email every day. 99% of those 8,000 emails were from subscriptions and little companies that I don't even know I subscribe to. I don't know why you're sending me your 50,000 newsletters in the 8-hour workday.
Hello? Do I need 8 of them? Do I need 5,000? Do I even need 1 a day?
Besides the point, go through and delete your old voicemails, your old files. Delete the voicemails so people can actually call you this year. We're going to get to that. Delete people who only benefit off of you. Oh my goodness. This was a big one that actually took me a while to learn too. What I mean by that is when the exchange doesn't go both ways, whether that be in a friendship, a lover, a family member, a relative, I don't know, whatever that may be. If that friendship is one-sided to where they are no longer benefiting you or you're not benefiting from anything in this friendship other than they can come to you and take, but then when you come to them and ask for a hand or ask for something to take, they're then no longer there, nowhere to be found. But every time you need them, you get the point. I don't need to explain some of these things. At least I hope a lot of you get the point. And another and last example is negative habits. If you don't start now, you never will. That's a lie. But I like to tell myself that to force myself to start sooner, because the longer I wait, the longer I put it off, and the longer that the issue becomes a behavior instead of just a bad habit. It's a behavior, or maybe it does stay a habit. I don't really know, but the longer you do it, it becomes like a routine, and I'd rather not have bad things be a part of my routine and creating the best version of myself I can physically, possibly ever think of. Okay? You are not required to hold yourself accountable to the goals that weren't achieved last year. I like to ask myself 2 questions. 1, was this goal actually attainable? Was it actually achievable? Was it a trackable goal? Question number 2, did I have a well enough thought out plan to achieve my goal or goals? The goal itself could have been awesome. You could have had a great idea, a great goal, a great mindset in order to get there. But if you don't have a clear plan or a good enough plan, or even let out any plan, you just have the goal in your head and you're like, yep, by the end of the year, that's what I'm going to have, and we're just going to go with it. It's probably not going to work out as well as someone who actually sits there and takes the time and plans out, looks at the steps, does the research. Okay, if I want to get to this, I have to do A through Z or A through B or A, whatever may have you, in order to get there. I have a word of the year. My personal word of the year is action. Act upon your dreams, goals, etc., and watch them turn into reality. A lot of things play into effect and actually following through and making your dreams a reality. But the first thing will always be action. You can think about them all day. That's why they're your thoughts. But to create an experience for yourself or set yourself up for what you really want, you need to put the plan in motion. Take action and do it. You're welcome. Again, I did all the research for you, and I came up with all the motivational words and phrases that all of you girlies and lovelies and just beautiful people out there needed to hear to just do it. Do it this year. You can do it. If I can do it, shit, you can do it. Coming into number 2. Something I did that was a form of action was I decided to make my vision board. This right here is my roadmap for my brain this year. Let's take a closer look at my vision board, and I can kind of explain different areas, how I set it up, all that good stuff. Everyone does it different. Mine is very busy because I have a very busy mind. It helps me when the page is really busy because my head darts around a lot, and if I lose interest, I'm out of there. I'm gone. So it has a lot of bright color. That's a lie. It's not a lot of bright color. It's really just a lot of shades of pink because I'm a pink girly. But okay, so from far back, I got the frame, excuse me, from Walmart. It's just a poster frame. All my pictures either came from Pinterest, magazines, old books, Google Images. Really be creative. Don't just pick the same pictures everyone else has. I just center my board around like one central idea. For me, obviously that year is a new era of me, and I kind of put my biggest goals that I'm trying to work on and everything in between. So this section is really like content creation, self-love, self-development, little Miss Delulu. I have to live delusionally in order to get to where I want to go. A goal for me this year is to hit 1K and then to hit potentially 10K. Obviously YouTube, like I said, is a big thing. Coming over this way, I have like my travel. Again, trying new things, doesn't have to be going that far. We have my family, the family aspect up here, getting out of debt, saving money, just kind of that type of vibe. I don't know. This is just really what I did. Obviously, everyone's going to do different stuff. Make your board how you want. Do it digitally. I know a lot of people do them digitally. I like to have a hard copy that I can actually look at. And actually put stuff on your board too that you want to achieve. Don't just put pictures on there because they're aesthetic or because they look good. You can find aesthetically pleasing pictures to meet your goals, or find things, phrases, words, again, to meet your goals. Don't just make a hodgepodge of random stuff. Don't do that. I have 2 different processes that I do. My first is a 6-category goal breakdown: personal development, relationships, finances, career and business, attitude and mindset, and health. I do have stuff written for each. Again, these are personal things that I want to work on this year. These could be good examples for people if you don't have any, or fill your own in. Personal development. This year, I want to work on time and stress management. That's a really big one for me. I like to tell myself I have all the time in the world, but seem to forget that we only have 24 hours a day, and I'm asleep for about 7 to 8 of those. So yes, confidence. We talked about that. Confidence is a really big one for me this year. Controlling my emotions, self-sabotage. So really in here is kind of where things that I've asked myself, like the questions, I can relay back to my questions. Okay, this is where I can start putting in where the areas I wanted to improve. This is kind of what's going to help me looking back at the answers to that question, where I can take away from and plug in my specific answers to kind of like curate goals that are going to create your bigger picture, 2, relationships, better communication, developing new friendships, and working on my existing ones, just kind of making them stronger. Going through this year, I really want to do more stuff with my friends. I barely saw them last year. That's really my fault because I don't answer the phone. I am one of those friends that I reply in like 5 to 10 business days if you're lucky, and it's not even because I'm not trying to answer. I literally will look at your message, have the intention to reply. I'm doing something at the moment, or like my head's in a different area, and then I just never respond. 3, for finances, debt. I want to get out and stay out of debt. I want to create a whole new savings account, not only for me, but also for my son. I am trying to do the $5 savings challenge. That'll be an easy way for me to put up money. Just every $5 bill you get, I have a little lockbox. You can put them in a shoe box. You can put them in envelopes, whatever. I started on the 1st. I already have 5 $5 bills put up in my little lockbox. And then you just, open it till the end of the year. And lastly, for finances, is becoming more financially independent. A lot of times I'm genuinely concerned as to of how I'm considered an adult. I'm 22. I know how to make adult decisions, but I personally don't feel like at 22 I'm still an adult. I don't feel like I should be allowed to make a lot of the purchases that I make, but I do. So with that being said, I would like to become more financially independent and more financially stable. Number 4, career and business. Go back and finish cosmetology school. Fun fact about me, I went to cosmetology school, but I did the aesthetics program. I didn't do the cosmetology part. I would like to go back and do that part to get my license. I'd like to go back to school because I love that type of stuff. I think I want to open my own little like beauty bar, beauty studio. I have a lot in my head. Again, I just need to do it. So we're going to see where this goes. 5 is my attitude and my mindset. Positivity. Positivity is one word I'm going to beat into my brain this year. Be mindful because your words turn into true reality when you believe them. Manifest, control my emotions, be grateful for all I have and how far I've come. A lot of times it's a lot easier to believe the negative things that I hear than the positive. And the more I repeat them, speaking negativity to yourself in your head about yourself is going to do nothing for you but actually drain your positivity meter. As stupid as that sounds, I'm very big on protecting my energy this year. If you're negative, please keep it over there. I don't have the time. I've been negative for so long enough. So angry, so negative, so just And I realize that life is so short. I don't have time to deal with you and your negativity. 6, the last category is health. Use the gym membership that I've paid for 1.5 years. Shout out Planet Fitness because I'm really just too scared to go in there and cancel the membership. I literally work in a plaza where 4 stores down is a freaking Planet Fitness. So I told myself, if you are not going to grow the balls to go in there and cancel the membership yourself, you're just going to have to start using it and going to the gym. Or suck up the fact that you're wasting $25 every month. You choose. The choice is yours. Is to eat healthier. I really want to try meal prepping, or even try ordering like the HelloFresh or those like, oh, that's the only one I know right now. But I know there's another one. It's Green Leaf or Green something. I want to try those. Those seem quite fun. Meal prepping too. I also feel like that would take a lot of stress off of me, and I'd be able to manage my time better when I get home from work, as opposed to trying to have to think of, oh my God, what am I going to cook dinner tonight? I already have it done. Stuff like that, at least for myself. Developing better coping mechanisms. This kind of goes with the personal development and communication. Again, these are just my 6 categories that I use to kind of help break down my goals, or at least break down the different areas I feel I need to work on, or things that I know need to be improved, shouldn't be improved. My candle's casually sliding off my table. To stop investing all of your time into only one specific category. When you focus too heavy on one, you start to lack in another, and you see the others start to slowly follow suit and falling apart around you. Balance is always key. When you put all your eggs in one basket and you hope for the best, 9 times out of 10, we know what happened. What is the main goal for myself in 2024? That's the question I kind of asked myself after leading up from everything we just went over. For me personally, my main goal for myself in 2024 is to reinvent me. I want anyone who knew me prior to my roaring 20s to be so utterly confused when they see me, it makes them sick. This year is 110% unapologetically all about me. I have put so many other people first in my entire life that this year is my turn to put me first. Upset you by something that I do because I'm doing it for my sake and you don't like it because it's not benefiting you any longer, I can't help you, sorry. I wasn't put on this earth to benefit you. So for me personally, I am in my healthy, productive, abundance era. So I broke that down into 3 categories: health, abundance, productivity. Starting with health. Subcategory number 1 is mental health. My mental health needs a big check. I wanted to start a junk journal. I did. The journal's actually over there. I'm very excited. It's more of like a life/junk journal just for 2024. 2 is being more open with communication. Talked about that. 3, creating and referencing back to my vision board. In order to make it a reality, I'm going to beat it into my brain until it becomes one. And 4, redeveloping healthy coping mechanisms, not ones that'll self-sabotage down the line. Subcategory number 2 is obviously going to be physical health. Going to the gym. And if I can't get my lazy ass to go to the gym, I can at least guarantee that I get 6,000 steps a day. 2, meal prepping, or even trying, like, again, the HelloFresh or like the Green Leaf. I don't even think that's the right name. I think that might be a dispensary. But that. And then lastly is finding new hygiene products to try out, just even more so like new shampoo, new conditioner, skincare cocktail, new signature scent. Second category, abundance. First subheading, social media career. Posting, planning quality content. 2, creating and sticking to a posting schedule. 3 is expand on unfamiliar platforms. Hi, hello, that's what we're doing here. 4 is reaching out to other creators for tips. The worst they're going to do is either A, don't answer, B, tell me to screw off, or C, you can give me some advice. I can't knock it till I try it. Second subcategory is financial. I really want to work on budgeting and tracking my monthly expenses in order to stay out of debt. It's going to be important to obviously have some kind of a clear plan or some kind of like sheet or something to be able to track all the money coming in as well as all the money coming out. Third is minimizing impulse buying. Third subheading is experiences. Traveling more, we talked about. Doesn't have to be the far trips, but it is something I would love to do. 2, taking initiative when it comes to making plans with friends and family. 3, responding and picking up the phone. Again, I'm a 5 to 10 business day girly. 4, stop overthinking everything and just do it. And our third and final category is productivity. First subheading is routines. Developing a better morning and night routine. I don't have a morning or a night routine, besides the fact that I usually set my alarm 10 minutes before I'm supposed to leave my house, watch myself frantically run around like a chicken with my head cut off for the next 10 minutes, just to make it in the car half awake, half dressed, and feeling miserable for the next 8 hours. I'd like to fix that. 2 is using my big calendar that's in our room. We have a huge one, like the size of the vision board, and actually using the digital planner that I have for scheduling, planning out videos, setting reminders, actually paying attention to my life and trying to make it less stressful. 3rd is continue doing my Sunday resets, but also adding in a monthly reset, something just to like check over, just kind of make the overall checklist for that and get that going. Once a month closet clean out, not just for me, but also for the kids. Our toddlers grow so fast. We just did it the other day. A whole garbage bag, like a 50-pound or a 50-gallon black garbage bag full of clothes that just didn't fit them anymore, on top of all the new stuff that we had to put in there. Is management skills. Talked a little bit about it. Time management, stress management, work-life balance, and then working on my personal time and family time. Those are all the categories that I really want to work on in trying to come up with a better schedule and managing them and kind of divvying up my time evenly and not putting all my eggs into one basket and forgetting about the rest. That being said, I am so excited to be taking this new year head on with you guys and documenting the process. This was just kind of, I know this video is probably all over the place and was not helpful, but this is how my mind works. So hopefully this chaotic guide gives someone or anyone any insight or helps them at all in trying to plan out their ideas or goals for the new year. Yeah, that's it. Make sure you guys head over to my TikTok. I do post videos on there weekly as well. There will be, well, there's usually more posted on there than YouTube, obviously. But, yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I'm so sorry if this was, like, not helpful or just chaotic or just, like, what the fuck, Hannah. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. See you later, lovelies. Ooh, excuse me. 5 is my attitude. I feel like I